Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I had another video wanted to crank out today, which is going to provide you with three things. One, I want to give you a watch out. Two, I want to give you a tactic called red team. And three, I want to show you a new tool. Okay, so what's the watch out? If you're new to AI, you need to know that that sucker is going to agree with you more than disagree with you by default. It's called sycophancy. It has a tendency to agree or flatter the user. So if you're like, I have this really, hey, idea, hey, AI, I have this idea. Give me some feedback on my idea. It may by default agree with your idea. Maybe like that's a really good idea. We think this is wonderful. Like it has that I agree with you tone more than it is I'm your I'm going to rip you a new one because this is crap, like we have with our bosses, right? Anybody who's worked in marketing has been told or been in the room when someone's got their butt ripped about how bad the idea was, or, the more passive aggressive way of saying you're stupid. It happens all the time. It's part of the business. It can be actually a fun part of the business if you have thick skin. Iron sharpens iron. There's a guy named Chris Bellinger who works as the chief creative officer at PepsiCo. He worked his way up through an agency. I worked with him years ago at TMA, and he was the best at idea generation, like big idea, like the why behind the idea, and then the execution of the idea, sizzling that down into a really crisp, strong concept. But if you came to the table with crap, he would let you know. He would do it respectfully, but he would also do it in a way that's like, why are you wasting our time? I loved it. I loved it. Iron sharpens iron. There's no reason to agree with everybody, and there's no reason to pretend that we like everything that comes to the table. He was really good at it. You should follow Chris Bellinger on LinkedIn if you can. He always has good nuggets. And PepsiCo and Frito-Lay have always done really fun stuff. So be careful. If you're new to AI, be careful when you give it your ideas for this class. And I want you to do that. I want you to go into AI and say, this is what I'm thinking. Here's my paper. What do you think about my paper? What do you think about my ideas here? Know that it might by default have a sycophantic, if I said that right, response. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a prompt that you can put into your settings under personalization. And my business partner and I are working on this because we run into this problem a lot. And we don't want the stupid AI to lie to us. We don't want it to tell us something because it thinks we want to hear the answer. We want the right answer. We want real facts. And so we've wrote this short but pretty impactful prompt that we can put under personalization, and AI knows with everything we ask, it runs it through that filter first. And it's not perfect, but it has helped drop some of the hallucinations. So, in the body of the announcement of this email, that shared this link in YouTube, you'll see that prompt. Obviously, you don't have to use it, but there it is for your own benefit if you want. Okay, that transitions to what are some of the things you can use then. You're working with AI, you're helping it write a campaign, you're helping it write a strategy, you're helping it write a playbook of some kind. You've but you're not quite sure, and you want to use AI to help you understand yay or nay. It's called red teaming. Let's just find the formal definition of red teaming here. Red teaming is a proactive security practice where a dedicated team simulates real world adversaries to test an organization's defense by identifying vulnerabilities, weaknesses, and potential attack plans. It's a military tactic. The military has been using this for a long time. And we have a few of you in this class, you may understand this concept. You're basically saying it, become an adversary of this idea and poke all the holes you can find in this thinking. We do this with our larger clients and with some of our larger constructs and strategies, and it's very useful. Now, I don't agree with everything that it gives back to me. I don't agree with everything AI says is the right way to do it. It just provides a lot of valuable, interesting insights, and it gives me faster insights and quality insights based off of all of its information it can access. The same thing with red teaming. It's looking at my idea through this very strategic construct of red teaming. You're taking an adversarial approach, find the weaknesses, and it tells me all the weaknesses to my idea. And then from there, I can rework my prompting, or I can rework my strategy to reflect, well, these are the possible problems. AI is not going to care about my feelings, especially if you've gotten rid of I'm not going to say it right, sycophantic thinking. And now, oh my gosh, you can feel pretty dang good. Not only did you come up with a solid strategy, but you had a very strong vetting process to find the problems. That's the red teaming model. So I'm going to give you in this lecture, in this thing, I'm giving you an example of a red team prompt that we've used in the past. It's very useful. And you can take that, maneuver it, rework it as you see fit for your own things. It can be as simple as saying to the AI, red team, using traditional red team, military red teaming ideology or strategy, review my idea. It can be that simple. Or you'll see the prompt that we give you is fabulously detailed and has very specific things that we're looking for. So first of all, know that the thing's going to lie to you. It's going to hallucinate. It's going to try and agree with you. Be careful with that. If you're always getting, this is the best idea ever, it's a liar, because that's not true. Our first ideas are usually not our best ideas. There's always work to be done. The human in the loop needs to be very active in the process. Then 2, red team that bad boy, and you'll find more insights from that. It's almost, I'm not going to call it a SWAT, but it's kind of like a SWAT. It's kind of like SWAT on steroids, and the feedback you get. So if you do both, you've done due diligence. And what's wonderful about the AI tools is it does it so freaking fast. Like you'll spend a couple hours doing your own stuff, right? Writing it all up, figuring it all out, but then you can quickly get valuable feedback. Asterisk there, you have to agree it's valuable. But if you believe that what AI is giving you is solid, it's very useful in that sense. And you have the common sense to vet its answers, it can become extremely useful. So those are the two recommendations I have for you as you write your discussion posts, as you write your homework, as you use it in the business world. These 2 things, knowing that upfront about how it thinks, and then the red teaming tactic when it's appropriate, could be very useful to you in your careers. It has been in mine. Okay, third thing was Google Stitch. Let me back up here. Let's start over. Google Stitch, stitch.withgoogle.com. I can ask it to create a app or a web page, and it is saying, try these prompts. Booking page with 30-minute time slots for a dental care studio located in Seattle. For a vintage car service with a large hero image. You can write in your own prompt. So I happen to be working on a project for a friend's company, and we have an outline of the site itself. This is the site architecture of the site that they want to build. I'm going to drop that prompt, that architecture in here as a prompt for a website design, and I can show you what happens. Is it doing? Yeah, 40%. It's thinking. I think what's going on here is Google, Claude Cowork is we'll talk about this later in the class, but it's taking the business world by storm. Everyday people can now become programmers and build their own apps. Not even apps, build their own agents to do tasks. I don't know why I use the word app there. It's way more than an app. You can create these agents to do tasks, and Google is now creating these resources to do. I don't know why it's not working. Oh, it's thinking still. Creating like pretty soon, I have this feeling that it isn't going to take much to build websites. It's you'll see this, a prompt and a click of a button, you're going to have sites. And you see that a lot right now, right? AI can build your site. AI can build your site. The problem with that is the strategy and the structure, and then how do you debug it, and how do you code it, and how do you optimize it? Is it easy to use in the back end? Like all that, it's not those AI tools that build really fast websites are not beating WordPress in my opinion, because as a service provider who's helping businesses with their web, I have to get back in there and clean that up pretty fast. I have to get in there and make sure we're optimizing it every 90 days. These tools that are saying I'll build you an AI website fast is not accounting for the marketing motion to keep the to keep the websites relevant. The high touch requirement of updating and putting in content is very real, and they just haven't accounted for it yet. But that's going to change. You'll be able to create an agent that will update your content for you on a regular basis, as long as it knows where to pull, what to pull, how to check it, how to make sure you don't get sued, all the things that go into the ethics of using AI. But it's coming, and it's coming fast. And my business partner and I, we run a small marketing agency, and we have 20 or so clients, and we do their web. And I'm talking to him like, do we need to go into a different industry? Like, is Google and WordPress and Wix going to eat our lunch here pretty soon, because they're going to automate all this stuff, and all the owner's going to have to do is be the subject matter expert, type in cupcakes in North Carolina, handmade cupcakes with beautiful craftsmanship. These are my top 3 traits of my business. Anyone who wants to search for a cupcake in North Carolina is going to find me. And they'll optimize that, and they'll pump in copy for me about how to create cupcakes. And the number one thing to think about, it's not necessarily garbage either. It's actually useful information on how to build cupcakes. Watch out for the fungus that grows if you don't clean your pots right. Like all these things that will be relevant and useful will be automated. I don't know if that's coming, but my radar is going off like that might be coming. Okay. So it created something here, but it's not my site. I'm not sure. Your daily brownie digest. Progress towards promotion. Let's try this again. I didn't ask for a brownie. I didn't ask for that. So let's type this in here. Maybe I had the wrong thing. Stitch. Okay. What is this? Oh, I know what it's doing. Crap. I'm posting too much. Am I? No, it should be. One of my pedal kicks was in there. Oh, that's what that is. Pedal kicks. Okay, here we go. Try it. Last time's a charm. That's where my mind's at on digital marketing, content creation. It's in your best interest as a marketer to understand these tools, these creative tools, what it takes, how much it costs, the ethics behind it. We get to that at the end of the class. What's happening in code, how we're building agents to do content for us, but the human in the loop and the motion in which that human touches the content, approves it, moves in and out, it's updated, it's refreshed. How that's all going to work is still being figured out. Nobody knows. They're trying. It's a land grab. It's like, what's that movie, Far and Away, with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, where they're heading to Oklahoma and they're trying to claim the land. It's that. Like, who's going to be the winner? Is it going to be Korea? Is it going to be OpenAI? Is it going to be Adobe that wins the AI races? Or is this going to be, hopefully, in my opinion, there's just going to be a crap ton of competition for a really long time, so I can get the best price, and we can get access to innovation, and the overlords don't take over the tools. So it's an exciting time. I said that in the last lecture too. Like, there's white space for leadership. It's a wonderful time if you're curious and you like change and you're not intimidated by all these different tools and tactics and processes. It's just a lot of fun. The other observation I'd make that I've seen with AI, those that use the red teaming methods, those that are thinking through the prompting and trying to get rid of the hallucinations, those who are already good at strategy and how they use the tools. It's like watching a dance. It's like watching a chess match. A really smart, someone who's already very talented, who's very intelligent, especially like in game strategy and problem solving, when they sit down with AI, it is like watching a symphony. It's like watching a master chess game. All these two things are working together to try and get to that peak solution, that peak idea, that best solution. AI being and has an infinite amount of information and resources to be able to combat the intellectual person it sits across from, and then they dance this dance. And I'm frankly, I'm not a very smart. I'm not my I have really strong EQ. I wouldn't say I have the highest IQ, and so I watch how these folks use the tools, and I'm just blown away. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch it. I think with Meg Ball that I shared in the link, the resources this week, she's using Midjourney. She's dancing with the machine. Her human talent, working with Midjourney's AI systems, is a beautiful thing to watch. It's just wonderful. The talent, AI, it compounds the talent. It's an amplifier. It takes these really talented people and allows them to do things that they weren't able to do before, and actually in many ways helps them perform even better, helps them to get even more out of it. And we all benefit from that. We all get to see that really fun, the outcome of two very smart, very creative, very talented entities working together, that then the results are fantastic. And my hope is that you got your doctors and your scientists and your engineers that are using these things together, that maybe we can actually stop destroying the world and find, medicines and structures and engines and processes and things that will help us, will help the human existence and help the poor specifically to have access to things they can't have access to now. That's my quick, what would you call it, rant while we're waiting for the website to show up. And here's the website. So remember, this was a business site for my friend's company, and it just gave me a view of what it might look like. I haven't used this enough to know how much I'm able to edit. I just said, can you make the design white, blue, and black? But that's pretty impressive that it cranked that out so fast. I mean, you can build lots of things in Figma and Framer pretty fast too, but Google's not sleeping on these kinds of tools. So I'm not expecting you to use this in your class. You might be able to use it in your capstone though. Your capstone might be like, hey, we need you to build a website. We need you to build a mock-up of a website for your campaign. Google Stitch, bookmark this bad boy, because all my instructions is strictly, it's an architecture, global nav, hero section, problem and entropy, solution, mechanism, I'm just giving it the sections of the site, and it cranked this out for me. And I think you can export this, and if you can't, you could always just do screenshots. Preview, what's it look like on mobile? What's it look like on tablet? What's it look like on desktop? Edit, generate, variations, regenerate. You can do, I can download it. So what's it going to give me? It gave me a zip. Oh, it's the code. It gave me the HTML. So in theory, we could, I'll need to play this a little bit more. Someone smarter than me in the class, play with this a little bit and share it with us. Does it give me a version? Yeah, it gave me a white version. I asked for the white version. Unbelievable. It's not super amazing. There's nothing sexy about this design, but it does help you see how the content flows in the blocks, and you can read it in context of a site design. Okay, that's long enough of one more video. I hope this is useful. Thanks so much for your time, and have a great weekend.